Okay, here I am. I'm going to try an experiment today. Today's experiment is yeah, there we go. Today's experiment is programming on stream. So we're going to see what we can do here. And the idea is pretty simple. I've been wanting to do Bedrock add-ons for a while. Didn't know what to do, what to mess with. So the other day I actually started to do sort of a just poking around, proof of concept sort of thing. So with leaf decay on Bedrock. So Bedrock doesn't have a good fast leaf decay add-on. Hey, thanks Sublakin. Sobachin? I don't know. Thanks for following. So what I'm going to do here is kind of just poke around, see what I can do. And it's not just about getting the add-on done, but it's also about messing with my tools, seeing what I'd like in my tool set for doing this. Because I plan on doing this a lot more, not just with my Minecraft add-ons, but with learning other stuff as I start to program. So I want to do more of that. So let's get to that. So this is sort of the loose idea of what I'm planning for this add-on. So basically, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to start with all the mess of code I made when I was just poking around. So it's messy. So I might start by cleaning that up. But basically the idea is this. Messing around with the API, and they're all under the beta API. So anybody who uses this is going to have to do that. I'll probably, when I start testing it with other people, will test it on my Derp and Chill server first, or realm first, to see, make sure it works. But anyways, the idea is here, if a player breaks a log or a leaf block. Now, an interesting thing there is when I was testing, I was just testing for log. So I have to remember to put in the leaf block check as well. And if they break that leaf block or log, then I was looking through the documentation. It says that any leaves that are within 4 of a log, so are still connected to a log. And so this is kind of the thing. So find all the leaves within that connection. So like whenever you break a connection, like a leaf or a log, find leaves within those 4 connections. And this is where it gets into really programming and whether or not I can make this performant. Basically, we're going out in all 6 directions out of a cube to test, and it's going to be basically recursive to a depth of 4. And for all the leaves it finds, it'll store those and adds those to this set of leaf blocks. And then each tick or game loop, we're going to take one of those leaf blocks. We're going to ensure it's not connected to another log or wood. And this loop should have its own visited blocks variable. That's just part of keeping stuff performant and not having a recursive loop that kind of goes on forever because it keeps visiting the same ones, though that's not a problem because we're only going 4 deep. And then we might count the operations here. I don't know. I think that then we'll just try to decay the block. Now, when I was looking into this, there's a limitation on the amount of commands that can be run asynchronously to like 128 or something. So my idea is that I'm going to listen for the error, and if it errors out, I'm going to add the leaf block back to this set of leaf blocks, and so that it can be checked again in the future. But like it'll error out if there's too many commands running at once, because if you think of the size, it's a volume of leaves in a four block radius, basically. You know, at least is, I guess, what they call taxi cab distance. So that actually comes out to more of a sphere around this space. And that's a lot of blocks. So that's more than 128. It can be. And in my testing, it always was. But I also wasn't making it as performant as possible. So let's jump into the code. Now, there are two places on Toolwise that I've got the code. One is in Bridges, which is an IDE sort of centered around developing Bedrock add-ins. A lot of people, I started using this because I really didn't have other stuff. I do have VS Code on my computer, but I haven't used it for anything. So because I use that stuff at work, so those are on my work computers. So one is this, but the thing about it is I gotta use my mouse and stuff, and I'm used to the modal editing of Vim. So I've already put in a feature request for them to add it to this, and that would be awesome. But it makes it hard to get around. So I've also got my Vim setup. So this allows me to get around, you know, set stuff up. Maybe I, you know, select a bunch of stuff inside a thing, whatever, you know, very quickly without having to put my hand on the mouse too often. I'm not too awesome at Vim. I've seen people who are much better, but I'm usable enough. But anyways, so I'm gonna probably start in here, and the nice thing about this is it leaves the right hand side the right hand side of the screen here all clear, so that you can see my picture and see what I'm coding. But you can see I've got this set up with some different stuff so that I can see it. So here is some stuff that I wanted to do, and I would probably take some other stuff, or I will probably start to first thing I'm going to start to do is clean this up. So one of the things I want to do is I want to create another. The other thing is I haven't actually been coding day to day for a long time. I do some Python here and there, some JavaScript, some TypeScript, some Java here and there, but mostly now I'm a developer advocate. So I'm kind of all over the place, and you know, I have done stuff where I code in Java when I was on Android development. I've coded in TypeScript when I was doing website development, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't have this whole thing set up for TypeScript, and I'm planning on going to TypeScript and getting that set up in the future. But I wanted to get started with this series before I set that up and figured out what worked for me. So we're just going to start with JavaScript because that's where I was doing my point of contact. And if this works out, TypeScript might be like a version increase that I do to make it better and make sure that it's as performant as I would like to. Okay, so some of the stuff we have. The decay radius is 4, and this is set so that if in the future, for any reason, maybe it's if they want to be the same as Java, which I think is either 6 or 8 for their decay radius. So my idea is that I'll leave this as a variable that I can change in future versions if I find that there's a version that, you know, if there's a change. So I want to make that easily to choose. And then we've got sets of log types, sets of leaf types, and that way it's easy to add some. I might also, I think for reasons, I'll probably also add the nether logs, which are actually fungus types or something like that, but they're still technically wood. That could come, but it's not as big of an issue because for the most part, unless you've already placed those, and they're two different biomes completely, two different realms. So we're gonna do that. So anyways, so that's what we've got going on here. And what we did was we had set up basically a thing to find the connected leaves. I'm sort of breaking things out into functions, and I'm going to move stuff out. So it's little bits of refactoring as I go. So I'll be doing that probably first. One of the big things is before events for player break block. Now, interesting thing, the API has before events and after events. And the after event, the block represents what the block becomes after the event of somebody breaking it, which is air. So that didn't work necessarily for what I wanted to do, because I wanted to test the block for what type it is. So this is just testing messages so I could start to see what type of stuff I did. Visited blocks clearing. Yeah, anyways, so we can't, oh, is that right? Yes. Actually, and then we go like that. Oh, nope. All right. Okay. So that's just me moving stuff around. So I'm going to go back to kind of how stuff was before I was trying to clean stuff up, because I think what I'm going to do, this chunking function was something I started to try. I'm going to keep it here for now for sort of just so I have it, but I'll probably delete it. Basically, the idea was like it would take a bunch of groups of stuff and you chunk it into smaller sets. So just in case I can't select on the erroring out, that's what I'll do. This decay leaf function is what I'm going to do from basically here. So what this is actually what it does. So basically it checks that it's got the persistent bit, or rather doesn't have it, because if it's got persistent, it's a player placed leaf and it shouldn't decay. So I don't want to accidentally break that. I'm not sure the update bit is even a thing that I need to worry about, but because I think that's something else. So we'll see. Actually, I know for sure it's not, because it already kind of broke. So we'll go to the and button and we will delete. Oh, nope. All right, there we go. So now we're gonna do this. So what we're going to do, and basically this then runs set block command to set the block to air, but it doesn't destroy on each individual block. And this, because this is an asynchronous command, yeah, so it's just like this. If I could somehow do like a set of blocks, maybe I would, but this allows me to test each individual block, make sure it's not connected, etc., etc. But the destroy makes it so it'll actually break it, so that we'll get the benefit of breaking anything and having sticks and saplings and stuff drop. Okay. So one of the first things I want to do for my own brain is, let's take a look back here. Sorry. Is I want to, this whole leaf finder thing. I basically think I want a leaf finder and a log finder class. And they'll probably be very similar with some minor differences. So what I'm going to do for the first part is pull out the leaf finder that I've got now. I don't have the log finder built, but I'm going to pull out the leaf finder as its own, and then make sure we've got it still working. Once I'm sure it's still working, then we will then well, we'll see what I do. I'll probably not do this. I'll probably go from here to creating the proper loop that I want to create, which is here. Don't worry about this yet, you know, and then just so I can do this part, you know, we can pretend this doesn't exist. So this is how my brain's working. This is how I'm taking apart. So we want to edit let's call it leaf, what did I call it? Leaf finder .js. Okay, so yes, so this, we got this. So what we've got now, oh, let's do something really quick here. Okay, great. So now that'll just have those two for now. So now I can switch between them much easier. So one of the things we want to pull out is we want to pull out this find connected leaves function. Okay, let's wait on that. Let's create a class. Wait, I think what I'm going to want, oops. I do this a lot when I'm programming, so I hope, you know, you're all, I'll yank that and paste it there. Yes. And then we'll do a class. We'll call it leaf finder. Constructor construct had it. Huh. Gotta figure out how this LSP works. Okay. And we want well, the other thing I want is anybody who is I want to export leaf finder. Okay. Declaration or statement expected. Okay. Sometimes. All right, it's probably because it's a class already, so it's already exported. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while, so I am going to actually Oh, goody. W3C and JavaScript class. There we go. This will make it easy for me to remember. Class name constructor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. So I'm doing it right so far. All right, so what we want to do is now we want to take this and take all of that and place it in there. And I think D2F, ooh, yeah. So now, because it's inside a class, so I don't need to say it's a function. It's already can tell by everything. So one thing we don't have is we don't have visited blocks. So yank. Okay, so let's do V. Now, let's see here. One thing I want to know is visited blocks basically want it to be private. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah. So two initial properties, name, this year. Maybe I'll just do within this constructor. I'll do this dot visited blocks equals new set. All right, and this comment stuff is just so that I get type help for these different things. So like if I say visited blocks dot, it gives me all the type help that I want. Now let's and that's it for that. Leaf liner is declared but never used. That's the only thing we have, and we've got block. Okay, I think comma. We can do that. That's all we need in here, and this is how we. So it returns a set of blocks. Yeah, so that's good. Or an array of blocks anyways. So what this does is if the block is undefined, we don't care, we'll return. If this visited block already has it, then we'll return. And we'll return, since this has to return a block, we return an empty thing, and then we add it to the visited block list. And then now we start to get the information. Block ID. Blocks found. This is where we build up which blocks are found. And I could, just because I'm a pedant when it comes to this stuff, let's do to search in here. Found. Let's make this leaves found. Wait. Want it on the thing. There we go. There we go. Sometimes you got to remember what language. Blocks found. Why is that not being found? Okay. This is some of the fun here. And it could be. No? Looks like it's only finding the first one. I think that's what's happening. Okay, and then if I do that, there we go. That's what it is. Gotta remember my stuff, so. And that changes it all to leaves found. And there. That makes more sense. This is find connected leaves. Okay. So. This. Now, what we don't have is leaf types in here. So, we'll duplicate for now, and then we'll figure out. We're going to duplicate this leaf types for now. It's declared but never used. Yank. So this doesn't even need to be in the class. So this is here. So now leaf types dot. Okay, so yeah, it knows about it. It makes sense now. That's good. Okay, so we've got that set of leaves. Okay, beautiful. Everything's good. Let's go back here. And now what we want here is log options. Okay, so this is where oof. This is going to be ugly. Leaf types. Yeah. Okay. Oh. So now it is used. Okay. So this basically sets up only listening for logs things that are either logs or leaves. And this is the options for this event that we're doing. So, now, what we're going to do for now is we're going to do for come on. For each leaf blocks, for each block, for each, let's just say leaf block. Leaf block. Now we want to go like this. We want to go decay leaf block. Okay. What happened here? Oh no, it's still within here. Okay. This stuff messes me up when there's an event or when there's a function within an event. I will most likely, I like to pull some of this stuff out. So like, okay. So because what we've got going on here is a function here. But it's fine. JavaScript developers tend to like this stuff, and it always blows my mind that I'm like, okay, so this whole thing is a function inside of this, and we're using an arrow function right here. Now I would probably break out this part here so that, well, maybe even here, so that yeah, that part here into its own thing. We probably don't need player anymore, but I'm going to leave that there. So for now, make sure. So we've got decay leaf is working, chunk leaves is still not. So we are just going to so that I just have that there, but it's not. Okay, there we go. All right, so all right, this is pretty straightforward. This is connected to log stuff. This is what I already had. So this is taking this finding leaf scope and then going to this automatically. So it's cutting out all of this stuff. So it's really keeping it simple, but this having a game loop is what's going to make it work. This is pretty much how game design goes. You've got some sort of game loop, and it's usually render engine. There's usually a render loop, and then like a game loop itself. And Minecraft has this with the concept of ticks. So we're going to do that. But we're not doing that yet. We're not doing that yet. Okay. So what we want to do, make sure everything's saved, and I'm going to have to import leaf. I think it's called Leaf Finder. I don't know why I want the spaces. Leaf Finder from Leaf Finder. Leaf Finder is used, but it's so. Const finder equals new leaf finder, and then we go finder dot find connected leaves, and ooh, K radius. Once again, this is something that okay, there's stuff. there's stuff. So this has decay radius. Okay. And we'll just do that for now. Ooh. Jumping around too much. I am going to just get rid of that for now. I don't even need it. It was just an empty thing. So, okay. So this gives me an idea of what errors I have. Now, let me see. Now we're going to jump to bridges, because I think bridges allows me to do something that I haven't got set up in Vim yet. So first things first, I need to file. How is the scripts? Okay, it's got that. But main.js is, how do I refresh this? Okay. That's my entry point, and that's fine. Okay, I think that should be fine. So now if I do this, okay, it's got all of that stuff. Great. That's updated. I just needed to do that. And this. I don't think there's any errors. Okay. So this allows me to basically take this. It copies everything. Actually, I don't know. We'll see, shall we? Because this might just work because of the other thing. So what we've got going on here is it allows me to open up Minecraft, copies it into developer area, which this is a little bit slower, unfortunately. So, but it allows me to do some testing, see what happens, and yeah, get to see the cycle. What I like about doing programming on Twitch, because I've thought about this a little bit to try, is it's forcing me to talk out what I have. And there's this whole idea of rubber duck programming, where when you have an idea, you explain it to a rubber duck. Because sometimes when we explain stuff out loud, we actually see any problems that there are. And with Twitch, I just have my imaginary audience, and you know, which hopefully at some point will be a real audience. If you're out there watching, hey, let me know. Looks like there's some people watching, but anyways, so I've got this leaves proof of concept. This that are still under development might crash. Load the world anyways. There are 3,587 types of tropical fish. Breeding sea turtles. That's actually kind of fun. I'm a big fan of doing some of that animal stuff. I've also noticed I'm playing on the Java side of things, playing all the fabric a lot lately, because they've got. I tried to play all the mods. Like there's just way too many mods, and some of my fellow Googlers play on a server that does that. It was overwhelming for me, and I'll probably get there. But come on. But anyways, wow. Let's build this world. This is some time. But anyways, and I've been playing all the fabric much smaller set of just fabric-oriented mods, and so giving me ideas for other stuff that I'd like to do in the future. One of the tough things for me though is that I am not a good artist. So doing anything that's going to require art is okay. So here we go. You have broken Minecraft oak log. Oh, that's great. Oh, that shouldn't do anything, because here's why. I have it set up so that if it hits a log, it stops propagating. And okay, still connected. Okay, did not work at all. So okay, so that's something. So whatever I did, I broke it. So we can save and quit. Great. Let's close that because it seems to be causing problems. Okay, so let's see. I gotta remember. Leaf Finder, main.js. Where do I want it? So, I could here, let's see, block dot dimension dot I could do it from get players. Block dot dimension dot let's just do it from here. Get players, no options, dot we'll do 0 dot send message let's do this. You have found leaves dot found dot leaves found dot length leaves. I still think something is wrong. Ugh, I hate having to go to my mouse. Oh, okay. Yeah, wrong typos. I need this guy. There we go. So now that should give me I always know there's going to be one player in this world. This is just for testing. Could even make a note for myself to do remove after testing that it works. Okay. Okay. Now I've got to save both files. main.js, leaf blocks, visited blocks. It doesn't even matter here. That might be causing a problem. I think I don't even have visited blocks. Is that, let's, okay, I just know that we saved something. All right, so let's see. This is the thing. I haven't got a good way. I haven't figured out good ways of testing with, like, I'll have to figure out the Minecraft test framework, I think, or game server test or game test framework, so that I can test stuff without necessarily having to go in game, or it's easier if it's in game or something. Okay, let's take a look at this. Behavior packs active. Yes, it's got that. There shouldn't be anything. Yeah, okay. Before you mine diamonds, redstone, or gold, make sure you guys use the right pick. That's what it's doing. Okay, so it looks like my video is getting all choppy. And this is the thing, when you're in development, I don't know if this is always going to work really well, because I might just get choppy when Minecraft starts loading. I don't know if that's okay. You let me know. All right. Let's go over here. Huh? Oh, now it's not even saying anything. That's not good. There's got to be an error. Okay. All right, creator. Oh, I don't have content log file on. I turned this off because it gets annoying when you're playing. All right, let's try this again. That's what gives us all this fun little stuff here. Could not find leaf finder and module. Well, that right there. Okay. So that's the problem. That's the first problem. That right there is a problem. I don't even need to look further. If it can't find a whole thing, where's my hex? Okay. So we'll get out of that and we'll go back to here. Now, let's go to export. No, sorry, Java JS. Is that right? JavaScript modules. That's what I want. Import message from blah. Export. 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 Oh, okay. Oh, I could just do this. And we do this. Now that should maybe that should give me the fun reminding how to do this. So there we go. Maybe leaf finder. There we go. Okay, save both places. There is, okay. Enable or disable automatically recompiling files when you make changes with Bridge. Automatically search the project for changed files upon starting Bridge. File flows ordered without Bridge. Oh, I definitely want that on. Okay, my thing's doot. Okay. Haha. Compile. Okay, so is this a one-time thing? Yeah, it looks like that's a one-time thing. Right, or without Bridge. Oh, so this is all I gotta do. Okay. Yeah. Just try to figure out the tools. That's what we're doing here. Okay, so once again, going here, starting, hopefully not making any mistakes. Yeah, so this is something if I can do it all in NVim and don't need to have Bridge, that's great. Bridge is really nice though, because it allows me to set up a project for the type of project, get all the little boilerplate code in there that you need, metadata, all that stuff, automatically UUIDs, all that good stuff. But at the same time, the cool thing about doing projects on your own is you don't have a timetable. So I can take as long as I want to learn how to do all of that stuff one at a time in my workplace for a project, you know, and I can take a look at the Bridge code and see, oh, this is what Bridge is doing, and I don't know, oh, okay, you know, and kind of to translate it. All right, so we're gonna do this. We don't have use a water bottle on dirt to get mud. Oh, wait. Could not find export leaf finder in module leaffinders.js. Okay, so maybe I've got some error. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. You are leaves that I don't like. All right. We're just going to go over here so that I can have my own world. Oh, let's just resume game just in case. So I think it's obviously wrong, but yeah, it's totally wrong. Yeah. Okay. Totally wrong. I mean, I don't know why I even tested it out. It told me there was an error right away. Goodness me, oh my. Okay. So, oh, wait, what? What? Oh, this is Leaf Finder. Maybe Leaf Finder. Definition. That is the definition. Go to definition. Okay. Go to symbol. Huh. Maybe. Maybe if I just do this. Oh goodness, I got my international characters on. I need to turn that off. It's causing me trouble. Hello? What are you? Oh. Two. Let's do this. Default exports. Okay. Is this really a thing? That I have? No. Does look like that's right. That, I think it's right. It's gotta be right. What is the problem? Let's just make sure. All right. So, do we need to export anything? No. Tools. Refresh project. Okay. Let's see. Finder dot. It thinks Finder. Oh, because I. Okay. Oh. Recent file. And we want Well, are you serious? the heck's going on? No. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Sometimes things get a little bit wonky. It says it's never used, which okay. All right, so go back to my mouse. And now I was like, cancel, close. There we go. Now if we do finder dot dot no suggestions, huh? Okay, if this, ooh, what about this one? Okay. I'm just going to do this test. D2, okay, and then finder dot. So this is really I shouldn't have a script tag. There's no reason for that. Anyways. Let's see, we got classes. Ugh. Let's do this. JavaScript, export, class. Okay, we'll go to the web docs here. Exporting, default exports. Export default class name. Named exports, default exports. Okay. Let's oh, I seem to have now let's see what we got. Finder dot it's any. Okay. We're gonna do this and close. We'll do this again. I swear. Ooh, nothing. Let's see. Do I need to? It should be able to figure it out. It's got new. The type. So whatever it's doing, why? Okay. Do. This is the default. Aha. So let's do this one. I had to figure out why. Helps if I actually do this. There we go. I just had the wrong syntax. Of course I did. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, so let's write all this and then let's do this compiler, compile changes. We got that. We've got this, and hopefully this will work now. If you are there in the chat watching this and you have any questions for me or comments or whatever, feel free to let me know. I know I'm talking a lot, but I like community, so I would love to hear from you if you are there. Loading resource packs. This may take a few moments. Okay, come on. Beginner's perf item that can only be crafted with another star. So far, not seeing any errors. That's a good sign. Of course, I am choppy. No, just this play screen. That's normal. This, I'm happy about this. 0 leaves. Okay. Should have found leaves. Found 0 leaves. Found 0 leaves. Okay. But it's working-ish. So we got that going for us. Save and quit. I wonder if I can just leave Minecraft open or if it's just gonna be too choppy in the video. Like if I do this, can't. Okay. Okay, so it's in the leaf finder, which we are. Leaf finder. Okay. So what we've got here is we do get to the end and we do get this. That there are 0 leaves. So we come in. Got depth. This has okay. Okay, leaves found. Let's also then let's do this. Let's see how many depth. Because that will tell me. Because look, here's part of the problem. Recursive test block. So let's check. Recursive test block. That's why. Recursive test block. I'll change that for find. Find connected leaves. Should it be this? Yes, it should be. This dot find connected leaves. And that's good enough. I will, even though I don't really need it now, I will still put that depth one in there to make sure I'm getting it. But that looks like that was obviously the error. Here, compiler, reload, compile changes, leaf finder, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. When you start moving stuff around and refactoring and trying to neaten stuff up, takes time. Oh, well, hello there. We'll reload that. Did you know you can hold a map in your offhand in Bedrock? It's one of the things you can hold in your offhand in Bedrock. I really hope they get that offhand working better, more parity. That's the word I was looking for earlier, parity. There's not a parity between Java and Bedrock as far as leave decay. So Bedrock is 4. I think Java is 6, maybe 8. I forgot. I was reading it. I can look it up. But here we go. Okay. Woo! Depth 0. Depth 0. I found 0 leaves. Still finding 0 leaves. I really think really wonder sometimes, do I have to close out this entire thing? Maybe I do have to close out this entire thing. If I have to close this out every time, That's fine. Let's try that first. That seems the simplest. I will just make sure compile changes again, because this is find connected leaves. Depth is local. Okay. I'm glad I kept that depth message though, because now I know it wasn't doing anything. It wasn't going farther. Connected. No, that's right. It looked wrong. Find. Yep. Leaves found length. All right. Just because I spent some time, let's see what we can do. Let's start from the beginning, because maybe, just maybe, it needs to restart fully every time for the development thing. And I can understand that. Sometimes I was reading something for reasons Bedrock doesn't have a just-in-time compiler because of devices that it could be on. And some devices that it's just not possible, and so it's probably got to be pre-compiled. I don't know. I'm learning the tools, as we said. Okay, leaves POC test. Phantoms are dangerous mobs that appear during the night. Don't leave trees floating. I hope that you don't find that too bad, because I'm leaving some trees floating. I am leaving a lot of trees floating while I do this. Just running around, leaving trees floating. Floating trees. Let's... Whoa! Okay. It doesn't seem to be going any deeper. So, here is the question. Why? What is the... I'm probably missing it completely. It's probably been right in front of my face. But I just had a thought. And if depth does not equal 0, and leaf type has block ID. Erg. Depth. ID. Block ID. Because here's the thing. If leaf types, if it drops that, I don't know. Let's see. If leaf types has block ID. So if it hits another leaf, wait. Wait, so it's actually if depth equals 0 or... Now, I must have written something different because if depth equals 0... and then right here, I just write if depth does not equal 0. That yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's an error block if at depth 0. Wait, let's see. And we'll just, okay. No. Because if I break it, it doesn't matter because I broke a leaf at depth 0. Got it. Okay. I must have had a thing where, let's see, we can actually probably go back. Yeah, I don't see it here at all, but I must have had a thing where I added it to the visited logs. And then, yeah, because I had that. Okay, so I needed to make sure. Yeah, this is what happens when you change stuff. Slight changes. Okay. Let me make sure I've written it all. Okay. Finder scripts. Finder if depth equals 0. Depth does not equal 0. I don't want to push the block to visit it. It's the only thing. But if this doesn't even need to be in here, does it? Well, don't worry about it. It should work either way. Oh, goodness. Okay. I think I see the logic problem I had. And I think I know why I had that problem. Sometimes copy and pasting across doesn't work exactly as you originally had used it. And that was the case. I have no water. May have to take a break here in a moment to get some water. Because my throat's getting sore. I'm time to talk like Tom Waits. Oh, yeah. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I was fine with leaving it in there. Otherwise, that worked. It's not correct, but it worked. Holy cow. So that shouldn't find, but that. 84 leaves. Awesome. So now it's working, sort of. Sweet. Now I can change to the next thing, and that is way too quick. You know, but it doesn't always look like how you want it to look. So one step at a time. Okay, great. So I fixed the problem here, but yeah, this inside of here, if depth equals 0, or because I do want leaves found to push the block only if it has block ID type. So this is just within this logic. I'm still saying it has. No, yeah. It's a weird one. It works both ways. But anyways. All right, so. So now. What we want to do is we want to have we want to take this whole leaf block thing and move it outside. So I think this is where I have a question, and I want to set up this game loop. So let's first, well, let's clean up some of the stuff first, since I know that's working, and if I need it again. Okay, good. And you have broken, okay, good. So, first things first, I'm a realist. I want to set a game loop. Game loop. So we want a function. Game loop. Actually, let's not a game loop. It's a leaf loop. I'm gonna have so much stuff named. And I think what we need to do is we need a const found leaves equals and this, it should be of type block okay, const found leaves. Okay, hold on, there's a fire alarm going off, so I gotta check on that. I will be right back in just a moment. All right, back. Here we are. Okay, everything's fine. Nothing's burning. It was just food burning. Okay. So where were we? I have found leaves. So what we want is that. Oh, I'm not going to be able to use found leaves. Let's. That's not it. Found leaves dot. Map. Can I? No. Fill. Nope. Anyways, found leaves dot concat. I got it. There we go. And we got found. Ooh. Found leaves equals found leaves dot concat. Leaf blocks. Okay. No, that's not going to work because that's const. So let. That's okay. That's okay for now. Okay. And then D2J. Paste. Change word. Found leaves. And then we want. Okay, here's where I need to. Tools. Open Minecraft documentation. Scripting. Okay, so I want to believe it's in the dimension. I don't want stable APIs. I want experimental. Experimental. All right. I want dimension. I may have visited some of these before. I think it's dimension. Dimension. There was something. This is not what I want. I don't want run command. Basic. I wanted system. System. That's what it is. System. System run. Traptic. System. system dot run leaf loop. And we don't want, we're gonna, once again, this isn't the final. We're just gonna go found leaves equals this. We're just gonna pretend like it's gonna work through them all every time, and it might, but I don't think it will. So, especially if we have any other add-ons in the world, they might take up the cap as well. So, so this is just seeing that it's going to go for the leaf loop going for this through each one, and here we go. Tools, compiler, compile changes.